Welcome back to Dynamic Homeschool. I feel like I just want to share why we began homeschooling, how we began homeschooling, and things that I kind of told myself to make that leap. So if you are interested, stay tuned. Welcome back. So we began our homeschool journey around 2015, 2016 is when we actually made the leap. Backing up a little bit further, my daughter was already in school. My son was in daycare. I was with a friend. My husband and I were potentially looking at having our third, wanting to have another one. I was with a friend. She was currently pregnant. We were somehow got on the subject of schooling, and she had told me she was going to homeschool her children. I honestly had no idea what she was talking about. I didn't know it was an option. I didn't know it was a thing. She explained it briefly to me. Because I didn't know what she was talking about, I didn't ask too many questions. I went home and I researched. From there, our conversation went further. I started talking to my husband. I really enjoyed what other homeschoolers were saying. I enjoyed the statistics. I enjoyed the idea that I could teach them what I wanted to teach them, what I felt was important for them to grow their character and to be, a wonderful citizen, but still stand on values and morals. I liked that building their self-esteem. And for me personally, when I went to school, I would always come home very, very angry. My mom could never tell why. She didn't know what was happening, and nothing happened at school. I think it was just not a good fit for me. So I really hold on to that as to why I really also enjoyed homeschooling. So for the next year, I really talked to my husband. We really went through working on how are we going to get debt free so I can quit my job, because we were already planning on me quitting anyways, because by the time that we had our third child, daycare was just going to be taking all of that paycheck. So fast forward, we're finally debt free. I quit and we have our third. And sometime during the winter time, I went and picked my daughter from school and I told her, put your jacket on, it's cold. And she said, no, it'll make me look fat. And I had already been looking up homeschooling and I was like, okay, that was kind of our breaking point. She was in like first grade and she was already thinking about whether she was going to be fat or not. From there, I really pushed for my husband that this is what I want to do. I told myself that if it sucked, I would just put them back in. Like, there's not any harm that I could do by pulling them out. They were still going to be learning. They were still in like the elementary years, that I didn't feel that there was going to be any harm done to them. They were not on board, and they were at the same time. The idea of being able to go to park days and go bowling when we wanted and have more crafts and only doing school for like an hour, all of that was very enticing. So we made the leap and we did it. The problem is I didn't have the confidence in myself to teach them. And like most parents who went to public school or considering taking their kids out don't know where to begin. And so what I did is I did the K-12 program, which was the free public school at home. I was so happy when we got the box, like the box is. There was so much in it that I was so excited. Once we got into the weeds of it, it was just an absolute no-go. And we were about 7 months into it, and then we ended up getting orders to Texas. So once we got to Texas, another family moved into our house and they enrolled their kid, and then we were taken out of that K-12 program. So now I was forced to find curriculum that would work better, which was fine. I would not recommend K-12 to anybody. If you were going to do public school, just send them to school. They do far less work and be far better than what they're doing at home. K-12 was just, they were spending 8 hours on the computer, while I know their peers at school were having an hour lunch and an hour recess and the in-between classes and the talking, and my kids were not getting that with K-12. we tried and I would never go back to it. But that's where we began, which was fine. And it really gave me the confidence to see inside of curriculum because I didn't know all about Rainbow Resource before. It really gave me the confidence to be like, yes, I can do this, and go out and search for other curriculum. So now, fast forwarding to now, we are about 8 or 9 years into it. When I began, I said if there was any time that they would ever want to go to school, I would put them in. Fast forwarding to now, that decision is no longer an option. They're flourishing at home. The reasons that they want to go to school are not good reasons. They're getting the same thing that they have at home, and nobody will convince me any differently that homeschooling and public school are the same. I will fight forever that they are not. And so for us now, public school is not an option. Now, enrolling in some courses we might do, but going full-time is just not an option. Unless something were to happen, I don't plan on ever enrolling them back in public school. So that is our homeschool journey, how we began, where we are now, things that I told myself to get started, things that I would not do again. But if you have any questions, put them down below and I will try to answer them. Happy homeschooling.